We now have with us Mr. P.N. Vasudevan. He's the MD and CEO of Equitas Small Finance Bank, joining us on the show right now. And this is, of course, a slice of that conversation coming in. Over to you.
You know, microfinance, as we know, is going through some level of stress at the industry level. And for the first time in the 18 years that we have been in this business, we are seeing a stress created in microfinance because of internal factors and not because of external factors. And second thing is that for the first time, again, I am seeing that it's not a geography-specific issue. It's kind of pan-India. So that way the stress, I think, is going to be larger and longer than what we have seen in the past, whether it is post-AP crisis or demonetization or COVID. So what we did in Equitas is that in the second quarter, we said that let's take a prudent call and try to upfront some of the credit costs that we are likely to see coming up in the subsequent quarters. So we actually done a 145 crore of extra provisioning in microfinance in this quarter. And of course, the profit was, PAT was down to about 13 crores or so. Obviously, if we had not done that upfront provisioning, it could have been in the range of 115 to 120 crores of PAT. But we thought that it is more prudent to recognize the fact that there is some stress and go ahead and create this extra provision upfront and try to, kind of take the cost of the pain of microfinance in the subsequent quarters upfront. So that's why we really, went through that exercise.
So you said that because of the internal nature of these problems, the stress might last longer and deeper than what was previously seen in the sector. I just wanted to get a sense, firstly, what do you mean by internal stress? Secondly, when you say it's likely to last longer, how much longer do you think?
So if you see AP crisis we had in 2010, that crisis was specific to AP geography. It really did not affect any other part of India. And so the impact on the rest of India was more that the banks stopped lending or slowed down lending to the MFI companies. And after maybe a couple of 3 quarters, that really started coming back. But there was no asset quality issue in the rest of the country. It was very geo-specific. When you see demonetization, the impact was largely centered around Maharashtra, Karnataka, Gujarat. The rest of the country was not really impacted, though there was some small impact, but it was not much. And that impact lasted all of about 4 to 5 months. And somewhere by April 2017, the whole thing was really behind us. But this time, the stress is created from internal factors, which means basically that the amount of over-lending that has happened in the industry in the past, say, 1.5 years back, that is the one which is coming to kind of bite the sector today. And since this has happened kind of all across without any particular geography, so we are seeing the stress practically everywhere that we operate in. And this stress has already lasted now for about 6 months. And by all estimates, we expect that the stress may continue for another 6 months. So you're really talking of about a 1 full year of stress that we are likely to see, which we have never seen in the past. So that's why I'm saying it's larger and longer than in the past, fundamentally because it's created out of internal factors. And the solution has to come from the industry. So there's been a lot of dialogue within the industry in terms of improving our lending norms, lending practices, trying to be more disciplined in lending, and trying to get the borrowers to be also fall into some level of discipline in borrowing. So the solution has to come from within the industry, and there has been a lot of dialogue happening. In the month of April, we did take some calls at the industry in terms of how many loans and how much of money can be given to one borrower, and that got implemented somewhere by June, July, August by all the players. And so maybe some of these practices which are improving should help us get behind this credit issue at some point in time.